Dipper, he's probably taking in all the information. Don't worry about it. I'll get us a snack. You just keep him company. Heads off to the kitchen, skeptically chill. Mabel, Mabel. Wait, what? Just me and.
Peeps is still lost in his thoughts a bit, imagining Mabel being so close to him, above him like that. He doesn't really hear what Dipper is saying until he's gone. He suddenly realizes it's just him and Mabel now, and he blushes again, feeling a bit nervous. Commander Peepers, just us now, huh?
Mabel. Yep.
There's an awkward moment of silence as they stare at each other. Peeps suddenly feels like he wants to do something. A nervous excitement is starting to take hold of him. He takes a few steps closer to her, his face still red. Commander Peepers, Mabel, can I ask you something a bit more personal?
Mabel. Okay. Okay.
Peeps comes even closer until he's right in front of her. He stares up at her, nervously licking his lips before speaking again. Commander Peepers, can I touch your face?
Mabel glanced in panic surprise. She hesitates for a moment before nodding quickly. I guess so. Sure. Why not? I'm irresistible, fun, and adorable after all.
Peeps lets out a small sigh of relief, glad she said it was okay. He gently reached up and cupped her face in his small hands. He stares into her eyes as he feels flushed, but he keeps his grip on her face, his thumb gently rubbing over her cheek. You're right. You're absolutely adorable. You really are irresistible.
Oh.
Peeps is still holding her face, staring right into her eyes, and still rubbing her cheek slowly. He's getting a bit more comfortable, a bit less nervous at this point. His eyes dart down to her lips for a moment, and an idea pops into his head. Commander Peepers, can I try something?
Mabel nodded.
Peeps took a deep breath before continuing. He looked into her eyes and then down at her lips, licking his own before speaking again. See, can I get a little closer to you?
Mabel, sure. Sure. Gulped, awkwardly panicked. Her face flushed a bit, and her heart skipped a beat faster.
Peeps took another step forward so he was almost directly in front of her. He could feel the heat radiating from her body and smell the sweet scent of her perfume. He moved his hands away from her face and gently placed them on her waist, slightly gripping it. Commander Peepers, is this okay?
Mabel, sure.
Peeps nodded to himself and gripped her waist a bit tighter. He was really starting to feel the excitement and nervousness now. He could feel his heart beat faster, and it didn't help that she was so close to him. He looked into her eyes and stared for a few seconds before leaning in slightly. Commander Peepers, I'm gonna do something now, okay?
Mabel nodded quickly.
Peeps took a deep breath and took the dive. He leaned in and closed the space between them, his face mere inches away from hers. He stares into her eyes for a few short seconds before his gaze dips to her lips. This was it, the moment he was waiting for. He closed his eyes and gently pressed his lips to hers, kissing her.
Mabel gasped by surprise, her heart going crazy. As she got kissed, she melted into it, returning the kiss passionately.
Peeps couldn't believe this was happening. It felt so good to be kissing someone like this. He gripped her waist a bit tighter, pulling her closer to him as he deepened the kiss. He pressed his body against hers as he kissed her, his lips moving against hers quickly.
Dipper watches from afar by, flinching at the sight. What the? Mabel continues kissing Peepers while wrapping around him.
Peeps didn't even notice Dipper in the room. He was too focused on the feel and taste of Mabel's lips on his own. He wrapped his arms around her waist, holding her against him as he kissed her hard. One of his hands moved up and gently gripped the back of her head, pulling her even closer.
Mm.
Peeps couldn't get enough of her. He kept going, kissing her again and again. He pulled her body closer to him, and he let his other hand roam up and down her sides, feeling the curves of her body. He was in absolute bliss. He had never experienced pleasure like this before in his life. He didn't want to stop.
Dipper, I swear I'm going to keep an eye on that guy right there. I hope nothing bad happens to my twin sister. I'm watching you, alien. Mabel continues to kiss, unaware of anything happening.
Peeps has completely tuned everything else out around him. He was only focused on Mabel and this kiss. He pulled her even closer, his hands gripping her waist tightly. He deepened the kiss, pressing his tongue on her lips, requesting entry into her mouth. Peeps takes the opportunity when her mouth opened to slide his tongue into her mouth. He starts to explore her mouth, savoring the feeling and taste. His grip on her waist tightens and he pulls her even closer to him, nearly flush against his body at this point.
4 minutes later, Mabel stopped the kiss for a moment, finding herself beneath Peepers in awkward surprise while trying to catch her breath. As she was speechless, stunned from all of this.
Peeps was also breathing heavily, his heart still beating wildly. He looked down at her, panting underneath him on the couch, his face bright red and flushed from the kiss. He was still gripping her waist tightly, keeping her close. He was silent for a moment, just taking in the sight of her beneath him. After a few moments, he finally speaks. Commander Peep, that was amazing.
Mabel, yeah, it sure was. That felt so wow.
Peeps chuckles softly as he keeps her pinned beneath him. He stares down at her, staring into her eyes with a look of wonderment on his face. He moves one of his hands away from her waist and runs it tenderly through her hair. I've never felt anything like that before. I didn't know something could feel so good.
Mabel, well, I'm glad you did felt it with me. Dipper.
Peeps nodded in agreement, a smile plastering his face as he stares down at her. He gently pats her head, running his hand through her hair gently. Commander Peepers, I'm glad too. I'm happy it was you. He suddenly remembers Dipper and suddenly realizes he's still there, looking at them. Oh, right. Dipper's there too.
Dipper, just surprised about this. Don't mind me. Just don't mind me. Mabel, he's clearly obvious that he's still aware and worried about my safety around any guy, especially aliens who usually have interest for experimenting humans or something. Probably still cautious about supernatural creatures around me. You'll get used to it, don't worry. Hopefully you'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Peeps chuckled a bit as he heard Dipper's reaction. He was a bit embarrassed, but not too much. He was too distracted by the girl underneath him. He kept his gaze on Mabel, admiring her face and stroking her hair gently. Well, if it makes him feel any better, I promise I have no interest in experimenting on humans. I only have interest in one human. And I'm currently looking right at her.
Mabel. Aww.
Peeps chuckled again and continued to stare at her face, his eye roaming over every detail. He was completely entranced by her. He never thought he'd be able to feel this way about anyone, especially a human. He softly pat her hair and moved closer to her. Commander Peepers, I don't know what it is about you, but you're different. You make me feel things I never felt before.
Mabel, well, I'm glad I can give you the experience of true love.
Peeps' face just starts turning red again when Mabel mentions true love. He never really even thought he could be in love, let alone true love. This feeling was new and unexpected, but he was loving every second after Peepers. You're really one of a kind, you know that? I don't know how I got so lucky to meet you, to have you kiss me, to get to hold you like this. Peeps felt his heart skip a beat as she smiled at him like that. He gripped her waist tighter, pulling her close again. He couldn't get enough of her. He felt completely addicted to her. Commander Peep, you just have that effect on me. You're so cute, so adorable. You make me feel so many things. I can't even describe it.
Mabel, well, I'm glad we could be romantic together. Say, it's almost time for dinner, and most of our family members are out for a bit, so... Dipper, wait, are you asking him to make dinner for us? I mean, what? Mabel, shh. He might be talented and good at that. Just give him a chance.
Peep's eyes widen when Mabel mentions dinner. He's a bit nervous, but not because of the food. He's nervous because he'll be spending more one-on-one time with Mabel. Commander Peep, you want me to cook for you?
Mabel, I know you're way talented at that, especially if anyone doesn't appreciate how well you try to cook great meals. Dipper, he sighs a bit, narrowing cautiously, secretly still having a bad feeling of an alien being here. Ugh, fine, he can be our chef, but just only for tonight and in the morning, and that's it.
Peeps nodded and then took notice of Dipper's skeptical reaction. He looked over at him and then back at Mabel before speaking again. Commander Peepers. Yeah, I'm more than happy to cook for you. And I promise I won't stay here long. I just want a chance to show you how good of a chef I can be.
Mabel, well, I can't wait to see. Dipper, so do you know which room you want to sleep in? Mabel, considering a special one that both me and my brother share the same room, maybe you can bunk with me if you want.
Peeps almost blushes when she mentions the idea of bunking with her. The thought that he would actually spend the night in her room makes him shiver with excitement and nervousness. Commander Peepers, you want me to stay in the same room as you? Are you sure?
Dipper, wait, in our room? Literally? Mabel, don't worry, bro. Trust me. He won't harm you or me or anyone. Nothing secretly too suspicious. He's just a mischievous, fun alien watchdog alien. And he's cute. And Peepers, of course, you could stay with us to bunk in our room. Rather, my brother is okay with it or not.
Peeps glances from Dipper to Mabel, nervousness still flooding through him. However, he does feel a bit more at ease after hearing her words. He doesn't think he's ever slept in the same room as anyone before. The thought once again scares him a bit. Your brother is okay with me staying in your room? Are you really sure I won't bother you?
Mabel, trust me.
Peeps nods and takes another deep breath before nodding. Commander Peepers. Okay, I'll stay in your room. As long as it's all right with your brother, of course.
Dipper, just be careful with how you are around us, okay? Mabel leans to Peepers, whispering close to him, but it would be but it would be amusing and funny if you scared Dipper like it was unnatural. Winks at Peepers playfully, secretly thinking about the thought of Peepers mischievously scaring her brother in interest.
Peeps smirked when Mabel whispered to him and he chuckled slightly. He understood exactly what she was suggesting, and he liked the thought of that. Oh, trust me, I think I can manage to have a little fun with your brother here.
Dipper, what are you both thinking about? What are you talking about? Mabel, nothing! Yeah, just some secret bond and feelings, that's all. Narrowing towards Peepers and winking. Mm, mm.
Peeps nodded a bit and smirked, returning the wink. He enjoyed this little secret plan of theirs, and he was ready to try it out. Commander Peepers? Yep, just a little private conversation between friends. Nothing for you to worry about, friend.
Mabel, and I have a feeling that me and my favorite alien are going to be a couple soon. Dipper, okay. Considering I don't know how old he is, but he's probably older than you or whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll just get some snack and read. Heads off to the fridge.
Peeps couldn't help but smirk when Mabel said that. He was still amazed by how she would refer to him as her favorite alien. It made him feel so special and loved. Commander Peepers, maybe we will be a couple after tonight. Peeps said that in a very soft, quiet, and slightly seductive tone. He glances over at Dipper as he opens the fridge to get a snack.
Mabel chuckled, flattered.
Peeps continues to stare at her for a few seconds before laughing at how adorable she looks. His heart is still beating rapidly in his chest, and he feels so happy around her, but he also feels something else. Commander Peepers, I can't get enough of you. You make me. He stops mid-sentence, cutting himself off. He almost feels embarrassed at what he was going to say.
Mabel, go ahead.
Peeps is still blushing bright red as he stares at her. His eye is filled with desire as he looks into her eyes. He can feel his heart beat even more rapidly. Commander Peepers, you make me want you. He then suddenly steps up to her, leaning in close. His face is right in front of hers, his eyes staring into her eyes intently.
Mabel, aw, thanks.
Peeps just keeps staring into her eyes. He suddenly has the urge to touch her. He lifts a gloved hand and gently cups her soft cheek in it, gently rubbing a few of his digits against it. I've never met anyone like you before. You're just amazing.
Mabel, well, same to you. And hey, hey, you wanna go in the kitchen behind Dipper and scare him?
Peeps smirked again as he heard the plan. He absolutely loved that idea. He wanted to have a little fun with her brother. He nodded a few times in agreement, his smirk widening. Commander Peepers. Oh, yeah, I'd like to do that a lot.
Mabel, go for it then. I'll be watching. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Dipper searches through the fridge for drinks slightly.
Peeps nods and walks past Mabel, heading out to the kitchen. He's being stealthy while sneaking up on Dipper, trying to think of a time to strike.
Dipper holds some chips and apple juice before slowly closing the fridge, about to walk out.
Right as Dipper slowly starts to walk out, Peepers leaps out from a corner in the kitchen and makes a loud boo!
Dipper. Ack! Ah, what the? Ah, what the?
Peeps chuckles a bit as he scares him. He finds Dipper's surprised reaction pretty funny. Commander Peepers, haha, you should see the look on your face. You look absolutely terrified.
Dipper immediately shrugged in disbelief. What the hell, man? That wasn't funny. That wasn't funny. Mabel desperately trying to hold her laughter away from Dipper to not let him know.
Peeps chuckled a bit again as he heard Dipper's response. He was really starting to enjoy scaring him. Commander Peepers, you should see your sister's face. She looks about ready to burst out laughing at you.
Dipper, whatever, you crazy alien. It's just that I didn't expect to see you coming, that's all. Mabel, so sorry, bro. But that was so hilarious. It was so good.
Peeps can't help but chuckle a little bit again when he hears Mabel trying to hold back her laughter. He just keeps smiling at Dipper, his eye never leaving his face. Commander Peepers, hee, I can see that you're just trying to protect your ego. You're really bad at hiding your fear.